Hello and welcome to the daily message for this Feast of the Ascension. We're all familiar with the story of the Ascension. It's told in the first chapter of the Acts of the Apostles that Jesus commissions his apostles before he leaves, and then he is taken up before their eyes back into heaven. And the point that I want to discuss for just a few moments this morning is the fact that Jesus had to ascend. Jesus had to go away if the reign of God was going to be accomplished. Jesus himself, in preaching and living his message about the reign of God, said as much. I've said in past talks that Jesus' Reign of God movement is an example of ethical eschatology, and there's two primary characteristics of that. The first is that in the Reign of God, there would never be a violent response to the violent repression and tyranny of the Romans. But the second characteristic, and the one that's relevant to the discussion this morning, is that Jesus, in preaching the reign of God, said that God was not going to swoop down and establish the reign of God, reestablish the sovereignty of God in Israel on his own. Rather, God was waiting for us, his people, to make it happen. And so in that spirit, Jesus had to go away in order for us, we who are believers, to assume our responsibility for bringing about the reign of God in the world. It's now our responsibility to be healers, to be inclusive of all people, to trust only in God, and to treat every human being as a brother or a sister. And so I'm sure Father Bill will say something that's far more profound than what I've just said, but I at least want to offer that for your consideration on this Feast of the Ascension.